How's it going, everyone? My name is Lionel, and welcome to Pulsatio Cordis. This is a game where the most popular guy on campus takes a special interest in you. How special it is? Let's find out now, shall we? I recently moved back to the town where I spent my childhood. We've only been back for a few months. My parents ran into financial trouble, so we sold our house and moved back here. I can't say I'm complaining. The town has its ups and downs, and to be honest, I couldn't really get along with a lot of the kids at my old school. It feels so weird how everything's changed since I was gone. Many of the shops and buildings I used to visit as a kid are gone, torn down or replaced. More importantly, there's the people at my new school. I remember many of them from primary. I was even friends with some of them. Of course, you can't leave for 8 years, come back and then expect everyone to acknowledge you like they would have back then. The excitement of a new student in our year group fizzled out quickly. Soon, I went from being coddled by all the popular kids to barely even existing. So now, I usually sit in a secluded corner of the school field, doing my best not to make it obvious that I'm sitting alone. Sometimes I'll talk to someone in class and get them to let me join their friend group, but it never lasts long. Honestly, it kind of feels a bit demoralizing. It's not as if I'm being outright bullied, but that almost feels better than just being ignored. I usually try to stay out of people's way, but then there's trouble. I can't help but want to get involved. Sure, maybe I just wanted the clout that would come from exposing some conspiracy to blow up the school or some secret student-led drug trafficking ring, but alas, I'm not that lucky. At one point when I tried to defend a junior who was being harassed by the despicable crime of blocking off someone's locker, I was paid back dearly. They threatened to spread rumors about me all over the school about my opinion on moving back. People would think I was shallow and spoiled, preferring the big city to a quaint little town, that I was calling it a poop hole. It would have ruined my reputation, but someone saved my life. His name was Lev Latane, head boy of our school. Friendly to everyone, easygoing, polite, everyone at school looked up to him, and not just because of his personality. He's also like smartest guy there, and according to a lot of people, insanely attractive. Myself included. That's besides the point. One day, I approached him in the hallway. I felt nervous, but desperate. The people targeting me had blackmailed me into not reaching out to any faculty for help. I didn't know what else I could do. But his kind smile helped calm me down, even if only a little bit. And so I told him about what was happening to me. All I expected was advice. I knew Lev was a busy guy. But he told me not to worry, and that he would take care of it. A few days later, I found out a further investigation was carried out. They discovered that the bullies had been smoking on school grounds, which led to them being expelled. Lev hadn't just taken care of the problem, he made sure it would never spring up again. I think that must have been the day I got a crush on him. I left a letter in his locker today. It's probably in vain, but best to be honest with my feelings, huh? If he rejects me, oh well, I can cry about it over the weekend, then get over it. I'm used to that kind of treatment by now, anyway. Oh? Huh? I turned on my phone and saw a new message from a number I didn't recognize. Is this Lionel? It's Lee from... Hi, handsome. My heart skipped a beat at a message before I shook my head to clear it. It could just be a prank, I told myself. This was way too good to be true. I mentally debated whether or not to answer it. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me and I typed out a cautious response. Yeah. I don't want to sound rude, but how did you get my number? There were two possibilities here. Either Lev had found my attempt to confess hilarious and he was trying to get his friends to prank me, or it really was him. I found myself wanting to be optimistic that it was the latter, but from what I knew of him, he seemed far too mature for that kind of stuff anyway. His reply came within seconds of mine. You gave me a number in the letter today. My face flushed at the reminder of that stupid letter, of the fact that I'd given him my number on the off chance that he would actually respond. I've been alternating between severely regretting it and feeling relieved that it was off my chest, and now... Oh, right! Sorry, I was just a little worried. It's okay. I should apologize too. Random messages from people not in your contexts are always weird to get. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah. Was Lev actually using an emoticon in his text? I didn't know why, but I found that kinda cute. He'd always struck me as the proper texter type, always using correct grammar and spelling. As I sat there, doing my best not to fawn over the fact that freaking Leave Latan was texting me, my phone pinged with another message. So, are you free tomorrow? What? Was he serious? Was Leave freaking Latan actually asking me out? Wait, but I asked first. That would make it him accepting my confession. Wait. What if it meant something else by that? Oh god, I stopped myself before I could go on a ramble of paranoid thoughts. This was the most popular guy at school, for God's sake. The guy I'm currently crushing on. I had to take the opportunity before it disappeared. But first, still in a mild state of disbelief, I made sure to confirm that it was indeed a date. Yeah, I am. Just to check, this a date, right? Not just a hangout? Hey, call me overly paranoid, but I wanted to know now rather than later to save the disappointment. I briefly worried that he would take a long time to respond, but mere moments later, my phone pinged again. Of course it's a date, silly. Why wouldn't it be? I'm going on a date with Leave! I can't believe it. I'm actually going on a date with Leave Latan! Holy heck! The next day. I'm finally here, after a 10-minute walk from the station. I cross the road until I'm in front of a big gate with an archway. Leave and I decided to go to an amusement park for our date. An hour's train ride away. Our date. No matter how many times I repeat those words to myself, I still couldn't quite believe that they're true, that this is really happening. I thought that the train ride would give me time to get myself together, but somehow it only made things worse. It only made me think of more ways this date could go wrong, and my family's teasing remarks before I left the house didn't help either. What if I accidentally spilled something on him while we were having lunch? What if we... Oh, God, you get the idea. As of now, I'm having a lot of second thoughts about this. My feet moved my body as if on autopilot. I walked through the entrance, scanning the area for Leave. Speaking of Leave, I finally got around to actually adding him to my contacts, under his usual name rather than unknown. He'd sent me a cute text this morning, and I'm a little ashamed to admit that I read it over and over and over again on the train. Good morning. I'm very excited for our date. See you soon. Take a deep breath. I do my best to calm the racing beat of my heart. I kind of have him seeing me in the midst of a gay panic. Well, no point in hiding the fact that I am having gay panic right now. I looked around, doing my best not to make it obvious that I'm looking for someone, searching for a hand waving me over, listening for a voice calling my name, something. It dawned on me that I have no idea what he looks like outside of a school setting. I consider him sending him a text to ask where he is. I turn on my phone, seeing a new message from him. Hey, I can see you. Look beside the leftmost ticket booth. Well, what? I look towards the spot he pointed out and see someone waving at me. I walk over. I do my best not to think about my still racing heart. As I get closer, relief washes over me briefly at the realization that the person in front of me was indeed the person I expected to meet. But then the relief is replaced by a crushing nervousness. There he is! Hi. Leave Latan, the most popular guy at school. I can see why. And my date with him has officially begun. Hey, Lionel, what's up? I'm not gonna survive this. Nope. He low-key kinda looks like me. What do I say? This guy! Oh god! This guy! I mean, I guess. I want to sink into the ground! Of all the things I could have said, I said that? Am I in year 4? The sky looks positively lovely today, you know, cause up is positive, or was it positive is up? Anyway, I'm good, thank you. Say how are you back? Say how are you back? Like an idiot, I just stand there staring at him silently as my throat closes up. Lionel, are you okay? You seem a bit freaked out. I'm okay, just like peach mango pie. Damn it, shut up already. I want to disappear. The first few seconds of this date, and I've already messed up. The words echo in my head over and over, taunting me. Leaf looks quite baffled at my out-of-nowhere ad-lib, understandably, but then a look of realization comes over his face. You're shaking. Is something... am I collapsing? Hey, I have an idea. We still need to get our tickets for the park. But once we get in, we can walk around the garden until you're feeling better. Does that sound good to you? The idea of having to talk to anyone, let alone a park employee, sounds overwhelming enough. But it will only be for a short while, and this will be better than trying to take a stroll through the busy urban street. So, I nod, not trusting my voice. Okay, shall we then? And so we head to the booth to buy our tickets. I pull out my wallet, intending on paying for mine, but Leave stops me, shielding my hand with his credit card. You don't... Leave shakes his head. It's okay. You asked me out, so it's only fair. I'm about to argue his logic, but he smiles reassuringly at me, as if to say that's no big deal. Sensing that he is not going to budge, I sigh and tuck my wallet safely back into my bag. Part of me feels relieved that I'm not going to be spending money today, and that I won't have to talk to anyone right now. The clerk hands us our tickets. Sweet! Have a good date, you two! I blush profusely, and I notice that Leaf has a rosiness blooming on his own cheeks. I guess I can count that as a win. I saw the hit boy blush. The garden is gorgeous. Rose bushes line the pebbled pathway, and archways made of greenery and flowers greet us as we walk past. I've calmed down a bit from my earlier panic, but I still can't get the words I said out of my head. Sky? Seriously? I could not have started the date off in a worse way. Honestly, that's not a bad way to start a date. Leaf and I haven't really been talking, and honestly, I'm fine with that for the moment. Sometimes it's just nice to take in your surroundings quietly. Inevitably, someone does speak, and it's Leaf. Really? Huh. Normally, I'm the talkative one. Are you feeling better? Yeah. Sorry, I just get like that sometimes. And sorry for acting a bit of a smartass earlier. I just blanked and didn't know what to say. There's no need to apologize, Lionel. I get it, really. People blurt out things when they're nervous. You know what? I actually found it pretty funny, but I didn't want to laugh in your face. I thought that'd make you feel worse. I breathed out a huge sigh of relief. I'm glad he found my dumb joke funny, at least. Is that something you struggle with, being self-conscious? Yeah, I hate it. I really do. This is the worst it's been in a while. Jeez, I've never actually told anyone that before. I don't tell them that I don't have many people I can tell that to. I don't really want to worry my parents, and therapy would just be another cost to worry about. I'm sorry. I remember what happened with those guys that were harassing you. Does it have anything to do with that? No. Though that incident didn't really help matters. Ever since I moved back to town, it feels like the people I knew from when I was younger don't even exist anymore. It sounds self-centered, but I thought they would at least mention something. Something from the past, one good memory they had with me. It would have made me feel like the childhood I had wasn't just a nice dream. Of course they didn't. Hell, they probably don't even care about that stuff anymore, right? What if I'm just a weirdo? What if I'm just terrible at fitting in? I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to ramble like that. No, Lionel, listening to you talk about your feelings will never be a problem. Not for me, anyway. I never knew things were so bad for you. I'm sorry you feel so out of place. High school can really change people, sometimes for the worse. Peer pressure can turn even the nicest person into someone unrecognizable, all because they wanted to fit in that badly. In the end, that person might end up completely shedding everything they can of their past self. Still, that doesn't make it right for those people to pretend like those relationships never existed. They were still your friends. You still shared those memories with them. So, if they're clearly not interested in rekindling things, you can't force it. That's just the way they feel. It's just a waste of energy. If they don't want to be friends anymore, why bother with them? He has a point. I can't waste my worries on people that will never reciprocate. And, going back to what I said about peer pressure changing people, these changes tend to come at the cost of a person's mental health. There's such a heavy conflict about what they want to be like versus what they have to be like. It takes a huge toll on them. Lionel, thank you for telling me about this. I'm glad you asked me on this date. I'm glad you trusted me enough to tell me about your problems. You know what? It doesn't matter that those people don't want to be your friends anymore, because I'm here for you. I'll always be here to talk to hang out, to vent, whatever. I know that's our first date, but I want to help you however I can. So always remember that, okay? Even when we're not together at school, You have my number. We can call, text, whatever you need. And it... Lionel? What's wrong? What? I've been so absorbed in what he was saying that I completely forgot about myself for a moment. When I'm finally back in the present, I realize my eyes have gone misty. I scrub at them, confused. I'm a guy. I shouldn't be crying. And certainly not in front of my crush on my first date, in public too. Lionel, I'm sorry. Did I say something upsetting? No. Even through my sniffles, the words come out loud and clear. It's not your fault. I can't get myself to say anything more. Panic begins to course through my veins again. People can see me bawling my eyes out. I must look like an idiot. Thank God Leaf seems to understand, because he puts a gentle hand on my shoulder and leads me to the nearest bench. I feel like such a loser, breaking down in front of my crush like this. But if Leaf was getting uncomfortable, he was doing a good job of not showing it. He sits there, a constant beside me, as I do my best at calming my breathing and drying my tears. He frequently casts me worried glances, but remains silent, understanding of my need for space. Eventually, I'm able to regain my bearings and take a deep, controlled breath. Only then does Leaf speak again. Everything alright, Lionel? My voice is a little hoarse, but at least it's there when I reply. Yeah, I'm okay now. That's good. I'm glad. Do you need anything? Of course, it's at that moment that my stomach decides to rumble. I flush in mild embarrassment, but it's nothing compared to what I just made him sit through. Maybe some food? Okay, I agree. Let's go find a place to eat. Hold on. Leaf? Yeah? Thank you for comforting me. Of course. It's the least you deserve. I don't really understand what he means, but Leaf has been such a kind person to me. Well, he is the head boy after all. He does need to treat his fellow students nicely. The thought that he's only doing this out of a sense of duty causes insecurity to pull in my gut. Regardless, we're still here on a date, or so I reassure myself. He must like me at least a little bit, or he wouldn't have accepted my confession in the first place. The restaurant we settled in was a quaint building that served Italian cuisine. Ooh, I haven't had Italian in a while. When we step inside, the smell of freshly baked dough hits my nose, a wonderful aroma that makes my stomach growl. I cover my stomach with a hand, embarrassed. Not again. Thankfully, Leaf seems to be distracted by the menu overhead. The menu pretty much only has pizza, pasta options available, with a few yummy looking dessert options. Hey Lionel, what are you gonna get? No idea yet. Just like me, huh? There's so many options. Huh. I am going for pasta. Heck yeah. Ooh, oh gosh. A mushroom risotto sounds good about now. Oh, wait, go back. I want a carbonara. I guess I'll get a carbonara pasta. Sounds good. I'll get the same. I feel flattered that Leaf is imitating me. Well, either that or he just happened to want the same thing I did. So, there's still the issue of price. I know I have money left over from this week's paycheck, but knowing how they like to gouge prices at places like this, I'll cover the bill. You don't have to worry. What? But I don't want to. It'll be one less thing for you to worry about. Guilt pulls in my stomach at the idea that he's spending so much for me. I literally made him sit there while I childishly bawled my eyes out. Well... Oh gosh. You know what? Yeah, let's let him pay, I guess. You shouldn't decline a gift. Alright. Great. As he placed the order, and I actually managed to look the waiter in the eye and speak properly, guilt begins to settle in the pit of my stomach. I hadn't wanted to make Leaf take care of everything, but he had insisted that it was alright, so I accepted the offer. So he seems to glow as we finish ordering and wait for someone to show us to our seats. It doesn't seem like the idea of paying for everything bothered him at all. He catches my worried gaze and flashes me a reassuring smile. The waiter soon ushers us to a table right by the windows. It gives us a nice view of the outside, even if the crowded attractions and rides aren't exactly poetry material. We sit there in silence for a little while. I think of how Leaf had comforted me earlier. I'm still a little embarrassed at my show of vulnerability, but I almost feel like I owe him something now. No, I definitely owe him. On top of paying for admission, he's even paying for lunch. I haven't been that great with conversations, mostly letting him carry it. Even if you might naturally be better at it, it's not really a date if it's just one person initiating everything. With those thoughts in mind, I opened my mouth to speak. So, what rides are you wanting to go on? Huh? I don't go to these places often, so to be honest, I guess whatever's exciting. Well, I feel like the most exciting attraction here is you, so, can we ride you? Curious, I opened my bag and skimmed through the pamphlet that the clerk had given me earlier. They've got a bunch of these kind of rides. There's the Yandere, which I'm guessing is a pendulum ride, Fear Factor 10, which is a roller coaster, and River of Doom. Oh god, I do not like river rapids. Which ones do you like? I guess the roller coaster sounds fun, but do you not want to go? You sounded a bit hesitant when you mentioned it. Well, a little bit. The last time I went on one of those was when I was a kid, and I was screaming the entire time. It's horrible. Don't worry, we can do something else. What about the other rides? You can still go on the roller coaster if you want, and I'll just wait for you. No! I mean, this is our date, right? What's the point if you're not having as much fun as well? There he is, trying to accommodate for me again. Guilt simmers in my stomach. Lionel, what about the others? I don't really mind. If we didn't settle on doing something, then we just end up wandering around till the end of the day. Besides, Leaf had done something kind for me. It's my turn to do something for him. Wait, I changed my mind. Let's go on the roller coaster together. Are you really sure? Yeah, I'm older now. I'm sure I'm able to handle it. Yeah, don't worry about it, fam. Don't worry about it. That's great. And if you do get scared, you can always hold on to me. Predictably, my cheeks flare up. Even if the idea of being on a roller coaster again turns my stomach, given who I'm going to be with, it might just be worth it. I mean, if it helps, I don't mind. Okay? Yeah. Okay. It's then the waiter approaches our table and serves us our appetizers and drinks, apologizing for the long wait. I hadn't even noticed the time passing by, but I'm also glad to finally have something to eat. We have a plate of arancini to share between the two of us with a side of salad. Each ball has been sliced in half so that the filling is visible. I take a piece and take a bite. Crunchy, cheesy, warm, it hits all the right spots. The rest of the half quickly disappears. Is it that good? Let me try. It's delicious. Thanks for recommending it, Lionel. No problem. I have an aunt that brings these over sometimes. Her recipe is a bit different, but I love them too. I've been looking for a new recipe to learn, actually. Any chance I could steal it off her? Wait, you cook? Yeah, it's a little hobby of mine. Against my better judgment, I start imagining a situation where we're a couple living together in an apartment. Maybe somewhere in Auckland. One weekend morning, I will wake up and head to the kitchen, still half asleep. And Leaf would be at the stove, cooking breakfast for the both of us. I wrap my arms around him from behind, lean my head on his shoulder, and then he'd turn around to kiss me and say that breakfast will be ready soon. Lionel. Oh god. Sorry. You were just saying something. I shake the fantasy on my head. God, how ridiculous. For one, we would never be able to afford a place in Auckland. For two, we're on a first date. Why am I already imagining us living together? Nothing. You look like you were spacing out. You okay? I'm fine. No need to worry. You were saying something about cooking being your hobby. Yeah. I find it relaxing and practical. I'm in the cooking club at school, though, so I don't usually have the time to go to meetings. But enough about me. What about you? What do you like to do outside of school? Here we go again. Let's try not to blank out this time. I guess I like, though my voice sometimes shake from nerves, I find it surprisingly easy to talk to Leaf. He listens to everything I say attentively, occasionally making insightful comments about the subjects I bring up. When I bring up the fact that I play piano, something flashes in his eyes, but he merely smiles and says that he thinks it's a pretty instrument. It wouldn't surprise me if he was learning it. He just seems like a classy guy. When I finally finish rambling, Leaf grins, amazed. I never knew you had so many cool interests. I can't believe we didn't go on a date sooner. Does he really think that highly of me? My flush threatens to burn up my cheeks again. Thank you. And sorry for talking about myself for so long. Don't apologize. I really like hearing you talk. I do my best to hide just how much a small comment is affecting me. This is the first time someone at school had said that to me, and it's the head boy of all people. So, what about you? What do you like to do in your free time? I'm nobody special. Don't say that. You do so much around school. I told you about myself. I want to know more about you too. Alright, ask me anything you want. Now's my chance. Okay. I guess, do you have any siblings? Oh, sorry, was that too personal? Oh, it's okay, I don't mind. I did have an older sister, but we're not exactly on talking terms at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh-huh. She moved out of the house years ago. We haven't spoken since. While I do feel pretty bad for him, I can't help but admire his strength. Losing his sister must have been hard for him, yet he managed to grow beyond that and become a responsible, considerate person on his own. Leave's expression is unreadable, but I can tell that he's waiting for me to say something. Let's distract him. I've got a sibling too. Little brother. One of Leaf might find it insensitive for me to mention my own sibling, just like that, but to my surprise, he looks at me curiously. Really? What year is he in? Year 9. Even if he can be a pain sometimes. It's kind of adorable to see him carrying around so much books, asking me for help with maths and stuff. You seem like a great big brother. Yeah, thank you. We have our ups and downs, but in the end, I wouldn't trade him for anything else. That's good. I'm glad that at least you and your brother get along well. I hope I made him feel better and not just given him a cool reminder of what he doesn't have. Got any pets? Not at the moment, but I did have a cat when I was younger. What was her name? His full name was, Cybulka. It's Ukrainian for little onion. My mom always just called him Onion. She would speak English to him and encourage me to do it too, since she said it would let me practice. The mental image of Kid Leaf chatting to his cat might just make my heart melt. He was a good kitty, but the best thing about him was how good of a hunter he was. Seriously? Yep, it might sound weird, but at one point I thought of how useful he would be if disaster struck. He could hunt for food where it would be too dangerous for me to go. Honestly, it was impressive. Mice, frogs, birds, insects. One time he even brought home a half-dead rabbit. Not the most appetizing, but it would at least be a source of protein. Actually, rabbits are not bad. Ah, what a good kitty indeed. Yeah, he really was. So what about you, Lionel? Nah, we can't really afford to keep one at the moment. That's a shame. If you could have one, what would you want? I thought I was asking the questions this time. Come on, I'm curious. Fine, I'll indulge you. If I could have a pet, I will get... Snake is not an option here. God damn it. I guess a cat would be nice. A fellow cat person. Yeah, thanks. Maybe when I finish uni and find a decent place to live, I'll consider adopting one. Let me know when you do, okay? Of course. Where are you from? So I hope this doesn't come off as weird, but I've heard rumors around school about you being from somewhere in Europe, that you're half so-and-so, etc. Is that true? Were you born in New Zealand? Why is that even a topic at school? Sorry, you know how nosy people can be. And I guess I'm not helping by asking you. You don't have to share anything you don't want to. It's okay, I don't mind telling you. Thank you for being considerate though. I was born and raised here. My dad is French-American and my mom is Russian. That's all there is to it. I don't see why people want to know about that stuff so badly. Yeah, sorry for asking such a personal question. I was really curious. No worries. I don't mind if you're the one asking. Are you fluent in French or Russian? I guess I speak to my parents often. Other than talking to exchange students, I don't really speak either often. That's really cool though. I wish I had the time to learn another language. I'm barely even fluent in my own. Don't say that. You're a good speaker, Lion. But if you want, I don't mind teaching you. Do you think that would be a fun idea for a date? Sounds great. You sure though? I don't want to mess up your schedule. Of course. I'll always make time for you. How is Leaf so good at saying things that make me feel warm inside? Favorite food? Huh? I guess it's carbonara pasta. You guess? He said exactly what I ordered for lunch. Speaking of which, it's taking an awfully long time. The waiter had already apologized for the delay earlier. What could have happened to cause another one? Sorry, it's not really something I've given much thought about. I just said it because it's the first thing that came to mind. Nah, I get it. Sorry as well. Those kind of questions always put me on the spot, but I'm also really bad with asking questions. You don't need to apologize too. But of course, those questions are so deceptively simple. At the moment you have to answer them, your brain just blanks. Exactly. It's kind of flattering that the first thing that came to mind was something I like too. Even if it might not be that deep. Why did you pick me? It was a question I had in my mind since yesterday, and now I've asked him. My mind races with hundreds of possibilities. Most of them nonsensical, some straight off a teen romance novel. But none of them can even begin to ease the anxiety building up within me as the question is finally said out loud. Still, I want to know. I need to know. Lionel, why do you even need to ask? It's obvious. You're kind, brave, empathetic, considerate. Why wouldn't I fall for you? That's not what I meant. There's so many other people in our here who had their eyes on you, Leaf. So many who are as kind, brave, considerate, empathetic, and actually have a presence at school. I'm just a random nobody who can barely hold a conversation without panicking. What I'm saying is, out of everyone else, why would you pick me? You wanna know the truth, Lionel? Well, it's because I love you. You're the only one for me. You always have been. Everyone else can burn in hell. What? Am I hallucinating? I have to be. There's no way Leaf just said those things. There's no way he just looked at me in such a disturbing manner. Because that's hella hot. I mean, if this actually happened, holy heck. Lionel, are you okay? You're spacey out again. Something wrong? It's nothing. I just thought I saw... I want to be honest with him, but what if I accidentally insult him for real? There will be no coming back from that. I just thought I saw something weird. Okay. He looked unconvinced, and I can't blame him. How do I even begin to explain what I thought I saw and heard? I try to clear the air with more small talk. Anyway, the food is taking a while, don't you think? I know. Sorry about this, Lionel. Let's go somewhere else next time. As I'm about to tell him that there's no need to apologize, the waiter from earlier practically dashes to our table, setting down a tray of dishes. I'm so sorry for the delay again. There was a huge problem in the kitchen, and we just managed to resolve it. Here's a free pack of garlic bread for your troubles. I hope you still enjoy the food! It's okay, we get it. No sooner had she spoken, she immediately left, probably horribly embarrassed at having to be the one to serve the delayed food. Ooh, hello, sexy! Holy poo. What kind of look is that? Stupid woman, can't she see that we were talking? What? Don't you see, Lionel? I know a trick. Acting apologetic and giving you free stuff to get in your favor. But she's the waiter. She has to act like that since we're customers. I don't care. There was a glint in her eye when she looked at you. She was doing it to steal your attention away. I know it! What's going on? It's kind of hot. 1 minute, Leaf was acting like the sweetest boy in the world, and the next, he's glaring daggers at the waiter for doing her job. Leaf! Huh? My voice is so loud that a few other patrons inside glance in our direction. I lower my voice, but it's no less firm than before. You're making me really uncomfortable with how you're acting. Are you okay? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Lionel. These feelings are almost too much. I want to hold you. At the same time, I want to murder everyone in this building. What the actual poo? Part of me still wonders if I'm not hallucinating. That if I pinch myself, I'll wake up in bed and a whole day with Leaf would just be a very strange dream. But this feels too real. I can clearly hear the bustling sounds of the restaurant, smell the food in front of me. See Leaf grinning dementedly. What have I gotten myself into? The food. We better eat it before it gets cold. There's so many questions running through my mind, but Leaf just goes on as if he hadn't just scared the living poo out of me. By now, I've lost all my appetite, but I can't afford to waste the food. Especially not the food that someone else paid for. Even if that person just so happens to be batshit crazy. Alrighty then! Good, maybe I can ask him questions while we're eating. Play it off as me wanting to know more about him. Hey, Leaf. Yeah, Lionel? I'll never get tired of saying your name. He might have been trying to sound romantic, but his words only sent a chill down my spine. Ooh. Is it alright if I ask you more questions? I've always wanted to know more about you. Lionel is so sweet. Of course, ask anything. Anything you want. Okay, so I was just wondering, what exactly happened to those guys who were harassing me? How did the school figure out that they smoked? Lionel, you shouldn't concern yourself with them anymore. I'm not concerned, I'm just curious. I just want to know what evidence they found. You're so smart, Lionel. You want to know the truth, don't you? Oh no, he saw right through me. But I kinda scared. I nod in confirmation. The truth is, he forged it. So he got people expelled over a lie? So hot. It was easy. All I had to do was bribe them into holding on to a pack of cigarettes. From there, it was as simple as reporting them to the dean. Apparently, the fools can't even keep their word. The dean found used cigarette butts in their lock. Oh, God! And then they were gone. Just like that. So, he planted it on them, but they still went ahead and smoked it. Like, they could have just been They could have just gotten in trouble for, like, possessing cigarettes, but they went ahead and smoked the damn thing. So honestly saying, like, I don't think Leaf is at fault here. I mean, it's still kind of badass that he still planted it in the first place, but still, like, they were completely wrong for smoking them. Can't have a bunch of smokers tarnishing the school's reputation, can we? How did she not suspect you? She would never respect the righteous head boy who had reported them in the first place. Why? Why go so far? Because it was all for you. I would do anything for you, Lionel. Anything. Had you asked, I would have slaughtered them like they deserved. How can you say things like that? They might have been horrible people, but they're still people. You understand the meaning of what you're saying, right? Oh, I understand perfectly well, but I don't care about them. They're insignificant to me. He can't seem to see the situation from my point of view. These are real people with their own lives, their own families. It's horrifying to imagine being the reason for someone losing a child or sibling. What if that had been your friend? It's the same difference. I will kill them for you too. And make them suffer for it. You will kill your own friends for me? They're not really my friends. They're just high-status shields. If I'm nice to them, they'll shut down anything bad others might say about me. Meaning people can trust me and thus be useful to me. Everything I've ever known about Leaf is crumbling to dust. I can't believe this. Was this who Leaf truly was all along? Hiding behind a handsome face and a kind smile? Lionel, he's scared of me. Who wouldn't be? This is who I really am. I can't hide it from you anymore. Do you hate me? Do you think I'm a monster? That's not it. I should report him to the police. He's just given me a detailed confession of an actual crime, not to mention his current demeanor. Given how easily he'd been able to fool to Dean, I doubt that's even an option. And speak of his demeanor, how do I know that I'll live to tell the tale? I don't doubt that he's capable of murder. I'm well aware of how intelligent Leaf is. At the same time, he keeps insisting that he would do anything for me. Why would he be willing to go so far? Unless he plans on using me too, as a charity case. All at once, everything's too much. My heart pounding against my ribcage and sweat pools on my palms. Oh god. Ooh, it's even worse than the episode from earlier. The world feels like it's spinning out of control. What am I going to do? What the hell am I gonna do? I vaguely register Leaf tugging me out of my chair and towards the exit. Instinct screams at me to struggle, but anxiety renders me a marionette of my own panic. I'm helpless as Leaf leads me out of the restaurant and onto the park grounds. When I came to, I looked around and find myself back in the gardens, the place where Leaf had pretended to feel sorry for me. Speak of the devil, he's sitting beside me, keeping his distance, but no less of a looming threat. Lionel, are you feeling better? How can he act like a concerned boyfriend right now, when just minutes ago? Why did you bring me here? Because you were panicking. I wanted to bring you somewhere quiet, somewhere you could calm down. You think I'll believe you when you were just talking about killing people? How do I know you won't try to kill me as well? No, I wouldn't kill you, Lionel. I could never. Then why? Why do you act like that? Sweet one moment and then murderous the next? You try and trick me? Just wanted one good day. One good day with someone who liked me. I do like you, Lionel. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I always have. Huh. No wonder. I'm so gullible that I actually believe the most popular guy in school liked me. I guess I can only blame myself. Stop saying those things. You're so perfect. Perfect. I've watched you. You say you're a nobody, but that isn't true. You're so kind and considerate. You pick up people's rubbish, feed stray animals, and even defend people who are being bullied. Given how he's acting, I shouldn't be surprised, but he stalks me. Just my luck. I'd get an actual crazy stalker as my first date. I don't understand. You should be bitter, like me, but you're not. You're empathetic and understanding, and so kind, and what do you want from me? Huh? Am I a charity case to you? Are you just trying to shower me with affection so you can show off to everyone just how ever so gracious you are? No, I don't care about anyone else. You're the only person who matters. Please, leave me, Lionel. All I want is to be with you and to make you happy. If that means getting rid of a few paths along the way, then so be it. I don't know if I can. What you said here earlier, did you really mean it? Or was that all a lie to get me to trust you? I would never lie to you, Lionel. It really is a shame that you're struggling to make friends. I know from experience. But At least that means no one will get in the way of us. There's no more denying it. Leave really is just that unstable. I have to think of something. A way to get out of here. To subdue him. Something. I originally thought of continuing to date him until he slipped up, gave me irrefutable evidence, and then I could report him to the police and prevent him from harming anyone else. With how easily he'd seen through my ruse, I'm not confident that'll work. And I also can't deny his feelings. No one would be that persistently affectionate if they were trying to just fool someone. And no one would go as far as expulsion and threats of murder. It would have been kind of nice for him to be so devoted had he been a normal boy. Alas, I'm not that lucky. I'm much luckier. In that case, there must be a way to help him, or at least to find him some help. I have to get through the rest of the date. If I end it now, he might assume the worst. I also have to watch what I say and do. One wrong move and Leaf might stab the next person to glance in my direction. Okay, I think I've calmed down. Let's go do something. We're still on a date after all. Hold on! I didn't answer my question earlier. Lionel, do you think I'm a monster? Okay, let's see. If I answer honestly, he will definitely take it the wrong way, but if I lie, he might see through it. What should I do? Look, my honest feelings is that he's not a monster, but I know that being honest with him is literally just telling him that yes, I think he's a monster, but maybe, and I'm hoping to hell, the protagonist, like, is much softer than that. Leave, the way you're acting is really concerning. I hate to say it, but you're not acting well. Let me explain. You're not a monster, but I do have a request. A request? Don't talk about murder so casually, even if you're doing it for me. It ruins the mood, you know. It's scary. Of course. I'm stupid. Oh, God, so stupid. Of course I scare you, of course. Leave, come on. Let's continue our date. Didn't you want to try the rides? You still want to enjoy our time together. Don't you want that too? Of course I do. Good. Then let's decide right now. Where do you want to go next? I don't mind. Whatever Lionel wants, I want. Okay, but if I wasn't a factor in the decision, what would you choose? Well, I wouldn't want to be here in the first place if you weren't, but I guess, the haunted house. Do you like the idea, Lionel? Suggesting that after we had just talked about scary things? Actually, that seems pretty in character for Leaf. But at least he's making a decision instead of deferring to me. Sounds fun. Let's go then. Yeah, you scared, Lionel? Don't worry, I'll protect you. You can hold on to me if it gets too much. I can handle myself just fine, thank you very much. Let's see this date through the end. Starting with the haunted house. Demo end. Holy hell. That was so good. Oh god, that was so good. Not gonna lie, this game was actually what I thought 14 Days with You was gonna be when I initially saw the description. And heck, I'm actually really looking forward to when the full game releases. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to play this for yourself, link to the game is in the description below, as well as all the other fun things down there. If there's any other games you want me to try out, let me know in the comments. And as always, I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. This is Lionel, signing out. Bye.